If you feel that you could only make money by investing in metaverse digital currencies, then you are absolutely wrong. The cryptocurrency world is changing day by day. At the very first start, making money in metaverse was by investing in its cryptocurrencies, but not anymore. There is a new way to make money in metaverse, and it's fun. Sandbox Metaverse is now the new and fun way. If you are hearing about it for the first time, you surely have missed out on a whole new level to making money in metaverse. However, you still can if you watch this video to the end. Hey guys, this is Mark from Crypto Gaming Whiteboard, and as always, this video is not financial advice, and I'm not a financial advisor. Now, let's get in. Sandbox Metaverse is a metaverse multiplayer game that lets its users create their own world and monetize the virtual assets and gaming experience. Sandbox Metaverse allows players to explore the metaverse game by developing their avatar they can use to play the game as well as customizing them. In the Sandbox Metaverse game, there are 166,464 plots of land that can be bought, making it a world of objects, landscapes, characters, and user-generated structures. The Sandbox Metaverse game was initially developed in 2011 as a mobile game by Arthur Madrid and Sebastian Bourget. Before Sandbox was developed, Arthur and Sebastian had established their very first business called Dubbed Wixie. Dubbed Wixie was a sociable network where users interact with one another by posting and sharing all types of social media content, like videos, audios, and images privately. Sadly, after 4 years, Dubbed Wixie had to be shut down as it did not meet up with the expectations they had set for it. That same year, they both decided to develop games instead by starting a studio that would be solely focused on mobile games development and named it Pixowl. By May 2012, Pixowl launched its first ever game called The Sandbox in the Apple Store and released the Android version in February of 2013. The Sandbox was developed to be quite similar to Minecraft. It is a 2D game that allows players to build physical elements like sand, lava, electricity, etc. in the game. The elements, therefore, are assembled to build items that players would interact with and use in the game. The Metaverse game was so good that Apple tagged it as one of 2012's best games, and in just less than a year, the Sandbox had more than 2 million downloads. In 2016, Pixowl launched the second version of the Sandbox and named it the Sandbox Evolution. In April 2018, the Sandbox Evolution had more than 40 million downloads on both Android and iOS. However, with the new opportunities the digital currencies have brought, Sandbox Metaverse's developer, Pixowl, thought to put the game into the blockchain system. At San Francisco during the Pocket Gamer Connect conference, Pixowl declared that a 3D version of the Sandbox backed by blockchain technology would be released. The 3D version of Sandbox gave players the opportunity to possess their creations as NFTs while also giving players the privilege to design their virtual games with a unique location. In November of 2019, joint investment and token sale worth $2.5 million was raised by the Sandbox. After 1 month, the Sandbox handed out its first auction land and successfully sold 3,000 pieces out of a total 166,464 lands. In the first quarter of 2020, the Sandbox launched 2 additional auctions that both sold out in minutes. All of the auctions took place in Ether. The Sandbox organized another token sale in August on the Binance Launchpad platform. The Sandbox sold out all its token sales, with Binance buying more than 4,000 land tokens to support the metaverse. At the end of 2020, the Sandbox had sold more than 20% of all its land tokens, even without releasing the game. Seeing how the Sandbox was thriving, a lot of businesses and franchises like the Smurfs, Manchester City, Atari, and others were keen on becoming partners. The Sandbox reached its peak in early November of 2021 when Facebook's CEO, Mark Zuckerberg, declared that his company's name would be changed to Meta. This shut up the interest in metaverse-focused platforms like the Sandbox. With the spark of interest, the Sandbox took full advantage of it by generating findings worth $93 million from True Global Ventures, Animoca Brands, Galaxy Interactive, SCB 10X, SoftBank Visions Fund 2, and many others. And now, after over 3 years developing the metaverse, the Sandbox loosened itself up for its players, and on the 29th of November 2021, the Sandbox began the alpha version of the metaverse game. As if people had been waiting for it, the game crashed just some moments after as a result of its huge traffic, though it was later resolved. In just a day after the launching of the alpha version, the Sandbox sold out a land property worth $4.3 million to the Republican realm, and in just about 1 month, the Sandbox has recorded more than $100 million in the selling of virtual lands. Of all the developed Metaverse games, Sandbox Metaverse is the most prominent and has millions of downloads all over the world. Sandbox Metaverse is quite similar to Roblox, which gives its players the basic tools to develop in-game activities and assets. An example is VoxEdit software that lets creators build animated items or non-fungible tokens by making use of its skeleton system. Now that you have good knowledge of what the Sandbox is, how to make money from the Metaverse game is probably what you are wondering about. Do make sure to watch this video to the end to know exactly how to make a living off the Metaverse games, as it is simple, straightforward, and very fun to do. There are different ways to make money on the Sandbox Metaverse. Since the idea of the Metaverse game is to create unique objects to sell, you have to put on your creativity cap to get cracking. One of the ways you can on the Sandbox Metaverse is to create virtual assets. Here, the creator makes and sells virtual assets in the Sandbox Metaverse. If you are a creator who is new to the Sandbox Metaverse, then simply follow this procedure to create your virtual asset to sell on the Sandbox Metaverse. Creating a digital asset on the Sandbox Metaverse is simple. First, you have a free tool known as VoxEdit on your PC. Open the VoxEdit tool. You would see two sections on the homepage, Modeling and Rigging. Click on the Modeling section if you are a creator and want to design or export your already created character. Once you have achieved that, export your digital asset to the Sandbox Metaverse by going to the Rigger top bar, scrolling to the File option, and clicking on the Export option. A list of menus would pop up. Select Export to Marketplace, and there you have it. Your non-fungible token would be shown in the marketplace. Another way to monetize the Sandbox Metaverse is to rent the land. This is equally simple. Start by buying the land in the Sandbox's virtual land and rent it out. Sounds like a real estate deal, right? As easy as it sounds, your land must be worth renting to make money out of it. And if you're kind of skeptical about that, you can buy some digital assets from the marketplace and build your land from it. This would boost your rent as long as it's worth it. Another very good way of making money on the Sandbox Metaverse is to sell the land. All you have to do is go to Sandbox Metaverse official website, pick a land of your choice, buy it, and sell it as a non-fungible token. As you know that Metaverse has been trending, there is a very high demand for virtual world lands, so it is advisable to buy as much as you can now and sell at a higher price. If you have land already, you can also create more digital assets to boost the value when you want to sell it. And that wraps it up. Let me know what you think of the Sandbox Metaverse in the comments section. If you enjoyed watching this video, do give it a thumbs up and make sure to click the subscribe button to always know when we next upload another exciting video.